Here is a tour of the race course and cool-down pattern for the head of the Hudson Regatta, including a couple of very helpful steering tips and tricks. So right now we are looking down the river towards the race course. So we'll have lined up behind the start line. The starting marshal will get you in bow number order, and since this is a head race, you'll be racing one by one. The start line will be across from a red navigational marker that's on the Rensselaer side of the shore. It's very obvious in person, but doesn't show up on this map. You'll see a set of buoys at the start line, and as you approach the start, there will be an official on the shore who will call you up to full pressure as you cross the start. The first 800 meters of the course will take you back down to the I-90 bridge. And this is a fairly straight section of the course, so once you have a line from the start, you should be able to just stay straight, and you'll notice the shoreline will provide you a nice marker as well. So as you head up that first 800 meters and come back to the I-90 bridge, at the I-90 bridge, you can travel either through the narrow arch on the Albany shore, or you can take the wider arch, but do keep in mind that there will be traffic coming up through the wider arch along the Rensselaer shore. I mention this because if you are close to other boats, either passing or being passed, you may need to make some strategic decisions around the bridge, remembering that we can only penalize by adding time, we cannot take time away. So you'll approach this I-90 bridge, that'll be at the 800 meter mark down. Shortly after the bridge, you'll see a set of power lines running across the river. That set of power lines is at about 1,800 meters to go, so that's about the halfway mark for the race. Along this section of the course, you'll notice that the shoreline is irregular, and there are some points that jut out again. In particular, there is a tree along the shore here that really likes to grab boats. So once you are through the bridge, at this stage, you're going to be aiming for one of the more center arches on the railroad bridge here. So there's a large central island on the bridge, and looking from the coxswain's seat, you want to be to the left of that large island. There will be returning boats coming back to the docks along the Albany shore side. So after you've passed through the I-90 bridge, you'll have another straightaway. You have the best straight shot if you stay more towards the center of the river, pointed down towards that island through this first arch. As you get close, also be aware that there may be some cross traffic. Again, we're going to try to have a marshal watching to ensure that there are no encounters, but it's also good to just keep an eye on your surroundings. So as you approach the train bridge, at the train bridge, you'll have a little less than 1,000 meters to go, so about 800 more meters past the train bridge. Once again, the preferred arch will be the arch to the left of this large island, underneath the swinging span of the bridge. However, if you are near other boats, you can also take one arch closer to the center as well. Again, keeping in mind that sometimes those steering decisions are going to lead to a faster result than trying to argue with another boat over who's going through an arch. Once you are past the bridge, you'll have then a straight shot to the finish line. The finish line is down at the Jennings Landing, and you'll see a set of buoys out here and a safety launch at the finish line. When you cross the finish, make sure that you continue to row for a few strokes. Don't stop immediately at the finish. Once you've rowed through the finish line and you've had a chance to regroup, then you'll want to spin around, and you're going to stay along the Albany shore, coming back up the river through the shore arch here to the return dock. And depending on traffic, either we'll have you return to the ramp or we'll have you return to the main dock. At that point, you will have finished a successful race at the head of the Hudson.